welcome to episode 81 of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's the Batman with me tonight?
When there's trouble, you can call Michael K. Hughes.
Well, Mike, I can tell you right now, you chose either the wrong person or the right person to guest star on this episode because I am the terror that flaps in the night. I am the batteries that are not included. I am the jailer that throws away the keys. I am Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous.
Well done.
Also, it's Commander Lionheart, aka Emanuel.
I knew you were the right person for this. So Mike, before I go too far and pull, why don't you introduce what we're talking about?
Well, as Emanuel pointed out, we were playing Wii Music this week.
Oh, yeah. Samba de Amigo. Oh, wait, no, that's a
different game.
Yeah, we were playing Darkwing Duck for the NES. Came out in 1992.
Made by Capcom.
Made by Capcom. They are 4 Mega Mans deep at this point.
Not to confuse it with Darkwing Duck for TurboGrafx 16. We're not talking about that one.
Oh, God.
I didn't even know that there was a TurboGrafx
Yup.
game, so yeah, how about no?
There is. It from what I found out about it today, it's worse than Tailspin, they said. So that's saying something.
Oh, geez.
Which is worse than this game.
Yes, and they even said it's a terrible game. So there's extremely limited ammo, as in each ammo pickup gives you only a few shots.
Wow, no, that doesn't work. No.
Yeah, so it sounds like they just said it's terrible.
It sounds
It's just
horrible
it's a train
already.
wreck. I want to play it, but I've never emulated Turbo 16, so I'm like,
We're
Mike,
not
you
doing this
don't-
on the show.
Mike, you don't have to do it.
I'm
No, we're
putting
not.
my foot down.
it'd just be for me to try. This wouldn't be for the show. This is the only Darkwing Duck anyone cares about. So
Yeah, that's what you thought about Tailspin too, and you know how that worked out.
yeah, you can listen. That will be airing a couple days after you hear this. Check that out. So okay, so we're talking about Darkwing Duck, the Capcom. Well, Mega Man clone is the easiest way to put this game.
Yeah. So they were 4 deep at this point, just on the NES, not even counting the Game Boy ports. So they had a formula down at this point.
Yeah, but this game is harder than Mega Man.
It's
a
on par with
long
Mega
shot.
Man 1.
Yeah, I'd say it's on par with Mega Man 1.
Well, Mega Man 1 only has one really terrible part, and that's that Cyclops.
Oh yeah, Yellow Devil.
Okay,
That Yellow
Yellow-
Devil is always the worst in every new Mega Man game anyways.
but when it comes to this game, and we'll get into it with some of the boss fights, but my God, I have never hated moles more in my life than I did during this game. But so the way this game plays is it plays like an 8-bit platformer. You're Darkwing Duck, that's obvious. But as we said before, it plays like Mega Man. You jump, you shoot. You can have more than one bullet on the screen at a time, so that's a plus. But you still are only limited how many bullets you can have on the screen, which is annoying. But, and again, like this game hit me in the face like Mega Man because you start off, you get to pick from 3 different levels with 3 different villains depending on where you want to go. They say help, and you go to the level.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start off with Quackerjack on the bridge,
The
Wolf
Joker.
Duck. Yeah, Wolf Duck in the
Man-Bat.
city center, and Liquidator in the sewers.
Mr. Freeze or Hydro Man? I don't know.
Hydro Man.
Yeah, Hydro Man.
Hydro Man's Marvel, but this game is such a Batman ripoff. If I've
Oh,
ever
yeah.
seen one.
I mean,
the show
Darkwing
was,
Duck.
yeah.
Darkwing Duck is basically a combination of like Batman and what's the, if anybody remembers, what is the it's like the Shadow, I believe is the name.
Oh yeah.
That Batman was also like inspired by. So it's like a combination of both Batman and the Shadow at the same time. But yeah, a lot of the villains and a lot of what Darkwing Duck is and does is very Batman-ish in a way.
Yeah, that's
with the
that's getting
personality
real
of
obvious.
Booster Gold.
Yes, exactly. The only contrast from Batman is that Darkly... God, I know, it's not Darkly. Fuck, I forget his name. His
Drake
real name.
Mallard.
Drake Mallard. He
how do you
is...
know what he was talking about?
I know
Michael,
many things.
Michael knows Darkwing.
I know quite a bit.
He doesn't need to hide it, and I don't need to hide it either because I have a Darkwing Duck Funko Pop, a Launchpad McQuack Funko Pop, a Nega Duck Funko Pop, a Darkwing Duck action figure Funko Pop. I have the comic books, and I have a T-shirt. So,
Wow.
And I've watched the series, and I have talked on my channel on YouTube.com/Commander Lionheart. I have talked about that one episode of Darkwing Duck returning, or rather, them introducing Darkwing Duck
Oh man.
in the
DuckTales
DuckTales
2017.
2017 reboot.
It's probably my favorite episode of that
It
show.
is
It's
the
so
best
good.
episode of that show, and I freaking love it, man. I don't worry if we will probably talk about it during this episode because it is such an amazing way to introduce the character to a world. Like, God,
That's not to talk crap on the rest of the series, because the rest of that series is phenomenal.
If you have not watched, listener, if you have not watched 2017 DuckTales reboot, do yourself a favor, go watch that show. Season 1 kind of starts off a little bit, slow with just a few of the whole flavor of the week thing. Every week introducing like a new character and whatnot, and it just seems like shenanigans and all that. But then it pays off at the end of season 1 with a very banger episode, final episode. Then season 2 just picks up right up from there, and it just keeps going full cylinders throughout the entire season. It is amazing. I freaking love it. I haven't watched season 3 yet because it is not on Disney Plus. They're waiting to like air all of the episodes to then put it on Disney Plus, and I can't wait for that so that I can actually watch it.
I've been keeping up with it, but it's on hiatus right now. But it's still just as good.
Yeah, I think I only saw like one episode of season 3, and it was still fantastic. They just keep introducing more characters from different Disney universes, from the Disney Afternoon universes. Like Mike, since you played Tailspin for the upcoming episode, I'm guessing that Don Carnage has to be a villain in that game.
Yep, he's the final boss.
Okay, so yeah, and he's introduced in season 1 of DuckTales. He is also a sky pirate there. So DuckTales is just amazing. It's seriously one of my favorite shows, not only cartoons but of all time. It is the sense of adventure and characters and all that. I just love it. It's amazing.
Okay, we got
totally
that.
agree.
We got that out there. So to the game, as I was saying, it kind of plays with Batman. I don't know who any of these villains are because I have not watched a Darkwing episode since I was a wee little boy. Like, it's been a long fucking time. I tried to watch one for this episode. I tried to watch the pilot. I couldn't do it. I saw Poison Ivy in a male form, and I was done. It didn't take long. I just couldn't do it.
Wait, but Bushroot is not in the pilot episode of...
The episodes on Disney Plus are out of order, so it's not actually...
Oh, okay. I watched episode 1, and I broke down.
No, you need to use a guide because they are out of order in Disney Plus. The first actual episode, the pilot episode, is Darkly Dawns the Duck, where they introduce the character of Darkwing and Gosselin, Drake Mallard, he adopts, and she becomes like her his surrogate daughter. And they also introduce Launchpad there, which is also a character from DuckTales that is on Darkwing Duck, and he becomes like the pilot. I mean, he's always been the pilot, also in DuckTales, but he basically just creates what we call the Batwing, but is the Thunderquack.
Mm-hmm.
For Darkwing. Launchpad is essentially like the mechanic of the team.
Oh my god. There's a comic book called Crisis on Infinite Darkwing.
Yes! Yes, there is. Yes.
Oh, I need to read that.
There's also a comic that is The Dark Knight Returns, which the cover is literally the exact same as The Dark Knight Returns from Frank Miller, but it's Darkwing doing the pose with the lightning in the back.
Oh god! It's also Darkwing Duck Annual 1, which is it was just a killing joke, 100%.
Yes, yep. And it's Quackerjack holding a camera.
Yeah, who is the Joker equivalent?
I did not know that.
He's kind of the Joker equivalent. He's less deadly than Joker.
Oh yeah, wow.
He's a duck, and it's a Disney cartoon. If you're more deadly than the Joker, there's something really wrong here.
I mean, there's still one character that is the actual like kind of Joker, as in the constant evil counterpart to Darkwing Duck, which is not in this game. I'm kind of super sad that he's not in it, because he probably would have made a kind of frustrating boss, I want to say. And it is Negaduck. Negaduck is actually Darkwing Duck from an alternate universe where he is evil, and he ended up in this timeline. But that he's actually not the first Negaduck, because there was another Negaduck that was actually like a negative, transparent Darkwing Duck.
So apparently,
It's a whole
When I
mess.
asked you to come on, I invited an expert on. Huh? I didn't know that.
Oh, you didn't know that? Oh, I thought I have made it clear. Darkwing Duck. Look, Mike. Let me make this very clear. I love Batman. I love Wolverine, and I love Darkwing Duck. Those are my 3 favorite superheroes of all time. Like, Darkwing Duck is right up there with the biggest, baddest of them all. But yeah, I love Darkwing Duck. It's I haven't seen the series like to its completion. Like, I cannot tell you too much about the Were-Duck or your favorite boss, Moriarty.
Oh, we're gonna get there.
I can't tell you much about those because I don't think that I've seen episodes with them. I can tell you about and they aren't necessarily the most prominent villains that show up in the show anyways. The most prominent are what are called the Fiendish Five.
The Fearsome Five.
The Fearsome Five. I don't know why Fiendish Five. Which is Negaduck, Liquidator, Crackerjack, Bushroot, and Megavolt. Those are the most prominent villains in the series. Which, except for Negaduck, pretty much all of them are bosses in this game.
Yeah, so I don't think Negaduck's in it because it looks like the first episode he was in September 21st, 1991. And if the game came out in 92, it was well into development by then.
Okay, yeah.
So
Makes sense.
Just didn't make the cut.
Yeah.
That's okay.
No, it would have been a very interesting fight, I want to say, because he essentially has the same moves as you, except that maybe he throws out a chainsaw and tries to decapitate you, maybe.
we should get into. So when I started this game, I just picked because I went from left to right. I started on the bridge level, which is Crackerjack's level, and
Quackerjack.
Quackerjack.
I gotta have the duck puns.
Man, first that level was just kind of stupid to begin with. Like, I didn't really care for it. But I'm like, okay, not so bad. You know, you're hitting switches and fighting enemies. I mean, they have an enemy straight from Mega Man, the Sniper Joes, but in this game they're green ducks. I mean, those are straight up Sniper Joes from Mega Man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it is a Capcom game.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. The problem that broke me is that this game is not, like, it likes to make you jump up and down in boss fights. And this game is not designed for going up and down quickly. Like,
yeah, you mean between the different levels?
Yes,
right?
it is. Because you have to hit down and A, and then down by itself.
Yeah, you use down and A to like hang from the platform, and you have to push down to drop. If you push down and A, you'll jump up back up.
Yeah, it's definitely not great at that. I mean, look, I'm gonna gush a lot about Darkwing Duck as a character and the series and everything. The game is fine for the most part. I do wish, and I want to get this out of the way right now. I do wish that they made a remastered version of this game that plays better, just like Way Forward did specifically with the DuckTales games. Because that would be amazing. And I do know that I believe it was the team that worked on Sonic Mania. They actually pitched a Darkwing Duck remastered game, and Capcom never picked it up. And I'm very mad about that.
I'm okay with it.
Someone also did a mock-up of a new DuckTales game based on the 2017 series that people were throwing around on April Fool's Day, and I guess it was another game that Capcom turned down. It's just, or not Capcom, Disney turned it down.
Yeah, it's sad that we didn't get that we don't get like more out of these properties, especially now that they're back in full swing. Like, you could totally do like a $20 or $15, small game. It doesn't have to be that long or anything.
Yeah, it kind of sucks that licensed games essentially went away, or they're just mobile games now. Like,
yeah,
nobody wants to play those.
Exactly.
So, and I should not have started this game with the Quackerjack level, because I was getting frustrated as hell trying to kill Quackerjack. Because my problem is you have some little asshole above you throwing bananas at you, which I was like, why is he throwing mustaches at me?
It's Mr. Banana Brain.
Oh, God, it was pissing me off. Not to mention Quackerjack keeps jumping from level to level to level, and it's not like you get up there, you shoot him, and then he get hit, and then he jumps. No, as soon as you get up there, it's like, oh, time to go. I had to shoot and jump and time it right, and I'm like, okay, this is too much.
Gotta lead your shots. Yeah, I kind of forgot that Quackerjack has like a little bit of ventriloquist in him, where sometimes he'll talk through Mr. Banana Brain.
Yeah, Quackerjack is a mix of the Joker with Scarface from Batman as well.
Yeah, the ventriloquist.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
ventriloquist
he
and
is called
Scarface.
Scarface. Or
Yeah,
Scarface, the doll.
The doll is named Scarface, and the guy is the ventriloquist. But yeah, they are like it's basically an amalgamation of both characters. But Quackerjack jumping up and down in that stage is very to his character. Like, Quackerjack is basically like a Looney Tunes cartoon just running around being an idiot and a buffoon. So it is very in his character. I'm not defending that it is a good boss fight because it is not.
Yeah.
I honestly, I don't think that any of the boss fights are good.
Well, Liquidator's okay.
Yeah, like some aren't as bad.
Exactly.
Like we mentioned with the hanging controls, which you have to do in this boss fight. It makes for a messy fight.
There's a
much.
lot of that in this game. A lot of hanging up, going down, especially in boss fights.
It's too much. Like, it really made me angry in this game when I was fighting Quackerjack. Like, I was like, oh god, why did I pick this off Mike's list? Because Mike made a list, and the only reason I even picked this damn game was because I'm like, oh, I know I saw Emanuel did a live stream of this not too long ago, so I can get him as a guest because I've been trying to figure out what I was gonna do, and it was, and I also like I have an issue in games like this that play like Mega Man where I don't use any special weapons. I only use the basic Buster because I'm an idiot.
Oh,
and
yeah. There are definitely times in this is you really need to be using them.
Because I was like, it took so many hits to kill Quackerjack, and I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this game? And I'm like, oh, because I'm using the wrong weapon. Like an idiot.
I don't know. I used the basic shot throughout the entire game. Honestly, very little. I don't know.
Yeah, but you're a sadist. You platinum all these games. Like you're okay with it being trouble.
I do not, and will never go for all the trophies in this game. This game doesn't have a platinum. The Disney Afternoon Collection does not have a platinum, so I'm not going for all the trophies anyways. And B, I am never playing this game without using Rewind.
Yeah,
Rewind is my friend.
What kind of idiot would do that?
Yeah, that's what I thought. So you sent me a screenshot of you getting the trophy. I'm like, why? Why did you do this?
So here's the thing. So I played this game, hated damn near every minute of it, and then I'm like, well, I should check out the Game Boy version for the show, just so for like completion's sake. Breezed through that thing. Didn't die. Well, I mean, I died, but I didn't get a game over. I'm like, well, what the hell? Maybe I missed something of the NES version. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do it without Rewind. I can do this. Nope. Hated it. Hated every minute of it. Managed to beat it without Rewind, like an idiot. But yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, don't torture yourself. Just accept the cheese. Use the cheese. Put the cheese on everything.
I don't know why you would play this game without Rewind.
Me neither.
I would never have beaten it without Rewind. I never probably would have seen the end of Quackerjack without Rewind because I would have just been done.
Yeah, I mean, at least I had the benefit of having played it once, so I knew what to expect.
Yep.
And through the Game Boy version, I learned a couple of tricks that we'll get into when we get to
I want to say out of the first three bosses, Quackerjack is the worst of the first three.
Wolf Duck,
Duck is fine.
The best music in the game.
Fine.
What music? This game had music?
Uh-huh.
I don't
You missed out. I told you ahead of time. Like, make sure you listen to the City Center music. It's the best.
It's a podcast game.
Mike,
I was on the phone at one point during this game. I didn't care. I was just playing buttons. I didn't give a shit.
Mike, he's not gonna do it.
Hey, I played Silent Hill 2 with music, which people have already heard because we haven't recorded it yet, but we already released it.
We haven't finished it yet.
No, but I have the sound on for that one because I need to hear more.
Yeah, it's some insider baseball for you, as Andrew Reiner would say. Anyway. Third of the first three levels is the sewers with the Liquidator boss, which, like Mike said, he's not bad.
No, I do. Wolf Duck, I really like. Like, I had no problem doing the Wolf Duck fight. I mean, it's kind of cool. Like, you have a moon in the top of the screen, and he'll run back and forth, and he'll turn into the moon will get uncovered. He'll turn into a werewolf, throw a box at you, and he just keeps running back and forth. Like, it's not a bad fight.
Yeah, and you can break the box, so it's really
compared to, I didn't know that. I just kept dodging them until
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I think that the first two times that I played this game, because before the live stream that I did last month, I had already played it like in 2017, whenever the hell the Disney Afternoon Collection came out.
2017.
Yeah, 2017. And it wasn't until yesterday or last night when I replayed it again for the show that I shot the box and it exploded, and I was like, oh wait, I can break the stupid box. This fucking boss battle is easy as hell.
Yeah, it's really not bad. I mean, and I started with Quackerjack, and then I go to other bosses, and I'm like, oh, this ain't like Quackerjack is easily the worst of the first set.
I mean, it is that Mega Man aspect of you can choose whoever you want and go from there in that sense. The only difference is that in Mega Man, you actually get powers so that you can use for the other bosses, which in this game, you don't. You just... There's ammo.
Power-ups, like the different gas thing, but they all seem like the arrow is good. The electric shot is kind of useless because it's 2 diagonal shots. It probably has only 1 use in this entire game.
Oh.
And the other one I never even bothered with. I think it's like a grenade that's right in front of your face or something, right?
So there are 3 adapters for the Darkwing's gas gun. You got the heavy gas, which is Mike's useless one. You shoot it, it kind of hits the ground, then shoots a shockwave in 2 directions. You got the arrow gas. It's kind of like the, what the hell is it called? Super Arrow for Mega Man 5, which would have been in development when this game came out.
Well, so also, the arrow makes platforms.
Yeah, it sticks to the wall,
Yeah.
and you can jump on them. And then the last one's the thunder gas that shoots, like Mike said, in 2 45-degree angles, like up and down, which there's one boss fight at the end of the game. It's damn near essential.
Yeah, and
We'll get
the
there.
one that Mike says is useless is also very useful for one boss in particular later on as well.
Which boss?
Bushroot.
Oh, Bushroot.
Really?
Not. Well, we'll talk about him, but he ain't no Moriarty. Fucking Moriarty.
There is no Moriarty.
That,
You do know that it's a pun on Moriarty from...
yeah, I just figured that out during this recording, but yeah. But I do want to talk about the sewer level. I don't remember the sewer level that well, but I did like the Hydro Man dog, like the Hydro dog. He's not a bad boss. Like
the
he's fine.
Liquidator.
Yeah, he's a fun character in the show because he was an ad executive that got these hydro powers and turned evil. So all of his like one-liners are things you would hear in an infomercial. It's pretty great.
It's amazing.
He's not a bad boss. He's kind of a fun boss. Like you have the one platform in the middle you can jump on to dodge him as he goes back and forth. Like he wasn't bad. Like I didn't have a problem with him.
Yeah, he blows his little horn and summons 2 different attacks to you. Yeah, he's not bad.
No, I mean, like, again, not all the bosses in this game. It's just when you start with Quackerjack, I started with the worst boss I could have started with. I didn't know the game yet. I didn't know how stupid it was when it came to platforms and how to drop from platforms and all that. I also didn't know there's a block button in this game.
Oh yeah. You hold up and you block.
Darkwing blocked with this cape, yeah. It's useful, like, I think it's in the last stage where the guys are shooting the cannonballs at you. Darkwing's cape can stop cannonballs somehow.
I didn't know it was there until I was watching a video of Darkwing Duck before this episode, and they're like, someone pulled a block, and I'm like, oh, you can block?
It can actually be a hazard, too, because, like, if you push up at all, he'll block for the entire jump. You can't shoot at the same time.
Oh, I never had that happen.
Ugh. It's a pain.
Yeah, that does sound like a pain. This game is a pain.
For the most part, it's a pain.
I mean, it's not a bad. I was getting frustrated with it. Like the Quackerjack. The Quackerjack didn't break me earlier. I got broken earlier, but we'll get there soon.
I mean, all three times that I've played this game, I have always started with Quackerjack. I don't know why. I guess it's that mentality of, I guess that I have to start from left to right. So I always take care of the worst first. Well, the worst of the first 3, because,
once you know what to expect, you might as well just get it out of the way.
Yeah.
If I would have known the controls better, because I didn't know how to drop down platforms at first, and if you you get hit with so much shit from those damn banana peels, like it's annoying. Like it was really annoying, and I was irritated. I was like, "Why are we playing? Why did I pick this on his list? Like, why of all the games on his list, I went with this one?" That's all I was thinking to myself.
Yeah, I was still early on to it. I'm like, man, I kind of wish Mike hadn't announced this. We could have swapped it out. No one would know.
Yeah, I was in a hurry because of stuff that happened, but
yeah. Well.
And I do want to talk a little bit about Bushroot, because Bushroot's the only villain I saw in a cartoon, because I only watched that first episode before I said nope, and that was it.
I had the most problem with his goddamn stage.
Because of those flowers?
Oh man, the flowers.
Yeah.
So these flowers like go up and down the trees, and if you get too close to them, they will endlessly shoot out towards you. If you shoot them, they will shoot out towards you. It's just a super pain in the ass, and they're always in like groups where there'll be one, and then there'll be one immediately after too. I'm getting salty just talking about it.
Yeah, the biggest problem about that boss fight, especially, is that you, instead of having the normal platforms where you can jump up on, you have to like jump on those vines and fall down from the vines and if you try to shoot Bushroot from the vines, the bullets or the gas is not gonna hit him. You need to be at ground level where he is and then shoot him. So it is annoying. But I believe it's the heavy gas, the one that throws onto the left and right
shockwave
on the floor. Yeah, that one is very good for that boss because you can shoot that while you're in the vine and it will hit him.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. He does stay on a vine, like he'll sit on a vine and control trees to throw projectiles at you.
Yeah, at some point he's gotta go. There's 3 vines. 2 of them you can climb. The third one is way up, and he goes up there when the flowers start shooting at you.
Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah. I only remember one of these characters from back in the day because I wasn't really a fan of Darkwing Duck. I don't think. I think I remember so little of it.
Yeah, I think you just offended Emanuel.
I think I probably did.
Stunned silence.
I did own an action figure of the Electric Rat.
Megavolt, please.
For some reason, I had his toy. I don't know why, but I had his action figure. I don't even know who he was. I knew he was from Darkwing Duck, but I had his action figure as a kid. I completely forgot that.
The great Dan Castellaneta.
What the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Homer Simpson voices Megavolt.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Now you know. Oh, yeah, that's right.
It means nothing to me.
He's also Genie in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, he was Genie in Return of Jafar in the animated series.
Yeah.
I've never seen Return of Jafar either.
Oh, man. Don't.
Damn it.
Just don't.
Probably never will.
Yeah, Return of Jafar isn't great.
I thought about it for this podcast.
King of Thieves is good.
Yeah, King of Thieves is actually decent.
I've seen that. I had that on VHS when I was a kid.
Yeah, I
don't
did
know why,
well.
but I did. Yeah. So we were talking about. I want to talk about Megavolt. This is my favorite boss fight of the game, easy, because he's a fun fight for me. Like, it wasn't. I think I was understanding enough of the game at the time. It isn't a boss fight that makes you jump between platforms constantly. Like he's going up and down. He jumps across, and there's these different platforms on the sides and a platform in the middle. But he's not overly challenging. He wasn't too bad. Like it was easily my favorite boss fight. Easily.
Yeah, he's probably the closest to like an actual Mega Man boss fight.
Yep, you have to pay attention to where he's going to shoot you with his electricity, either from up if he throws his hands up, or directly at you if you're in front of him. It is a very good fight. I mean, not good, but
it's better than anything else in this game.
It's the most decent fight, boss fight in this game.
It's not super challenging. Like some of these boss fights that we've been talking about are just ridiculously hard. And
his Liquidator and Werewolf.
Okay, yeah, the Mega Duck. Okay. Quackerjack is ridiculously hard. The final boss is ridiculous, and the next one we're about to talk about.
Yeah, you want to talk about the tower stage, Mike?
Bushroot and
what the hell is the tower stage?
Moriarty.
Oh, we're almost there. Megavolt. You guys have anything else you want to say about Megavolt?
He's a very kooky character in the show specifically. He's always constantly making the entire city, which is the city of Saint Canard, by the way. That's the setting of this game and of the series. The city of Saint Canard, my city. It is always under the constant and vigilant eye of one Darkwing Duck. But yeah, Megavolt is always trying to like cause a blackout because he is fixated on electricity. Like, he is an electricity junkie, and he's and also on light bulbs, specifically light bulbs. He has like a sexual orientation towards light bulbs, basically. But yeah, this boss battle wasn't half bad. It was actually pretty decent. That's all. I want you to get to Moriarty. That's all.
Okay, we'll get to Moriarty. Okay, Moriarty is. I have played many games in my life, and I have not been this angry at a game in a long time, and that's saying something right there. Like, I fucking hated this fight.
Even with the power of rewind?
Yes, because I didn't realize as I've been watching videos right now, if we're getting to doing this recording, and Mike didn't communicate with me this. You can so when you fight Moriarty, So we're gonna paint this picture. You have a stupid little ass mole who shoots projectile, who throws wrenches at you. You have two platforms, the bottom and the top, and you have to jump on something to get to the second platform. And you have 3 flamethrower units shooting fireballs at you during this fight too. And the biggest problem with Moriarty is that every time you jump up, he jumps down. So I can't tell you how many times I would try to shoot him. I had to time the shots in between and rewind to get it just right to hit him as he was doing it. And then now I see the secret to beating him. And I'm just furious.
Because you need to hit the 3 towers that are shooting the fireballs so that Moriarty can go up to them once you destroy them so that he can repair them and then you shoot him.
Yep.
And that's how you beat him.
Yeah, to be fair, I didn't know that the first time we played the NES one either. I figured it out in the Game Boy one because it seems like it's a lot more apparent. First of all, there's only 2 flamethrowers in that fight, so it's a lot easier. And he's immediately right in front of you fixing one as you go into the fight, so it's like a little more obvious that they can be damaged.
So it communicates to you what you have to do in that game. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Which I want to say, you actually see him fix one in the NES, but like there's so much else to look at. It's not as obvious.
Interesting. I like subtlety in video games instead of like bubbles of text or whatever explaining the mechanics of a game. You know, like say a Mega Man X where you fall into a chasm and you're like, oh no, how the hell do I get out of here? You jump into a wall and you start just climbing that wall. It doesn't tell you. The game doesn't tell you you can do this, but you can do it. You just figure it out by yourself. But yeah.
Capcom's usually so good at communicating that stuff. Like, I don't know what happened with this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this game does not communicate a lot of stuff to you.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking hated this Moriarty fight, and then now that I see how easy it was, if you just shoot a flamethrower, and his ass will just sit there, you can just shoot him all you like. And it took me, even with rewind, I had to rewind probably easy 30, 40 times or more, probably more than that, because I just could not hit the little bastard.
Yeah, in my original notes, I labeled him as worst boss too. So
yeah, and now that I'm watching this video, it is so simple what to do. Oh my god, I can't believe I did not realize that.
Yeah, maybe go back and play it after we finish recording.
No, never again will I play this game. I will never play this again. I will never play Tailspin again.
I would sooner play this than that.
I still have to do a one and done of Tailspin. Because eventually I have to do all of those games on the Disney Afternoon Collection. Yeah, I will. You
have to let us know when you play Tailspin so we can drop by.
It won't be anytime soon. Don't worry.
Yeah, as I've said before on this show a long time ago, DuckTales 2 is amazing.
I have not played that, so yeah.
It's really good. It's by far, out of the 4 games I played in that collection so far, it is by far my favorite. So, and I have not played Rescue Rangers 1 and 2 yet.
Yeah, maybe stay tuned for that episode.
Some point, yes. Not anytime too soon. Enough damn Disney.
Mike already deleted the Disney Afternoon Collection from.
Not yet. I need to go beat DuckTales 2, but I need to go beat Silent Hill 2 first. But the levels are fun. I know we kind of been glossing over the levels a little bit, but they're just like Mega Man style levels. You run through, shoot enemies respawn. But the enemy variety is interesting. It fits with each Batman villain you're going after. It's all fun. It's just the boss fights are kind of the biggest thing that stand out though that is fun to talk about for this game.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot like Mega Man games where the levels are fun, but ultimately they're just leading up to the boss fights, which is where the games really shine.
Yeah,
100%.
And I still don't know what the hell did big rats with basketball have to do with. I think it was the Moriarty level, right?
I can't remember.
I think so.
God,
I'm not watching a playthrough. I just watched the bosses right now.
Definitely one of the outdoor levels.
Yeah, I still don't know what the hell they had to do with that, but sure, whatever.
I like the mice and the giant suits of armor. You have to shoot the helmets off first.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's how you kill them? I just ran past. I just jumped over them.
Yeah, you can shoot the head off of them and then you shoot them again to kill them. I like enemies from the next level, from the last level, the Terminator Duck.
Oh jeez.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay, you know that they're in the last level. There is like these Donald Duck looking guys with machine guns firing at you.
The ones with the laser machine gun.
If
the
you
ones that go Android after you kill them?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. Those are. I call them Terminator ducks because
Yeah, it definitely feels like a Terminator reference.
I have a question for you guys. Like throughout this game, they tell you to collect the gold and the jewels. What does that even do?
Score.
Score. This is that time.
You're telling me nothing. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Absolutely crap. That's you gotta remember, Mike. This is a time of video games where it was about the score, about scoring points and whatnot, and having a high score and all that shit. To me, it has never been like I've never cared about that. I care about trophies, but I don't care about high score.
We know. We know.
But it's actually kind of like Contra, where you get a certain threshold of score, it does give you an extra life.
Okay, so they have one purpose then. I guess.
It's better than the fruit and Tailspin.
Hey, at least Tailspin had a point to collect money because you could upgrade your ship. So Tailspin had one thing over this game so far. That's probably it, because Tailspin's terrible. You need to play Tailspin, man. You have to.
Yeah, I will.
You're missing out on a great game.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Because I know you love shoot 'em ups, Emanuel.
It's a
shoot 'em up.
Definitely not the worst game on the Disney Afternoon Collection. Wink, wink.
So, I like the last level. The last level, you're on a giant airship, I want to say.
No, it's like a yacht, kind of. I think it's like a huge. I think it's a huge yacht. I could be mistaken. It could be.
Definitely. You definitely start the stage on the bow of a ship, but you think you might go up as the stage goes on.
And it could be. Steelbeak is like that. I'm kind of surprised, or not surprised. I mean, I guess they could have had. Steelbeak is a weird final boss, honestly.
Yeah. Not one of the main villains in Darkwing Duck.
No, I mean he is one of the villains, but I don't consider him like a main villain. I would consider Taurus Bulba more of a big bad. Taurus Bulba is in the pilot episode. He tries to kidnap Gosselin, which is she never shows up in this game, by the way, which is the adopted daughter of.
She does actually. We'll get there.
She does.
You guys didn't get any bonus levels, did you?
No.
I wanted this game to end as soon as humanly possible. Okay.
All 3 times that I played this game, I have never.
I got the bonus level in Tailspin. So
there are certain places that if you shoot, it opens up like a little go symbol, and if you touch it, you go into one of 2 bonus stages that are just meant to collect more power-ups, but one of them has Launchpad and Goslin in it.
I did not know that.
Tailspin had a bonus stage too.
That I didn't know.
I know.
Well, shit, the more you know. But Taurus Bulba, he tries to kidnap Goslin because her grandfather has the code for a super weapon that I forget what the hell the super weapon does.
Kills duck?
Very bad evil shit. I don't know.
We'll go with that.
Whatever.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Nobody cares.
But yeah, he's like a big bull that eventually even becomes like a cyborg because he gets like implants and whatnot. So I don't know why they chose Steelbeak. Steelbeak is more an agent of Foul.
Agent Foul is essentially Spectre.
Yeah, Foul is
007?
Spectre. Yep.
That's exactly Organization of World Larceny.
Yep. Which,
that
by
is
the way,
the dumbest name ever.
No, it is brilliant, and I love it. And by the way, kind of spoilery for DuckTales, the new one, Foul is in it. And God, I love it. I love it, man. I love how they are tying up Darkwing Duck, the Darkwing Duck lore into DuckTales reboot. Because it is so great.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah, they're trying to tie up all the Disney Afternoon shows in it, because they even mentioned Cape Suzette, and like we said, Don Carnage is in it. So Raps and Tailspin, the Rescue Rangers make an appearance.
The three Amigos are in there.
The 3 Caballeros.
The 3 Caballeros, yeah.
I only vaguely know what you're talking about.
It's worth watching. Check it out.
Yeah, God, you really should. But actually, Michael, they have confirmed that the Tailspin characters, except for God, what's his name? I always forget. Babu.
The bare
Baloo?
necessity guy.
Yeah, the Bird Necessities.
Yeah, that's Baloo.
Baloo. Except for him, I think they are going to show up in the show, as well as Chip and Dale and the Rescue Rangers are going to show up in DuckTales.
Yeah,
I believe
Rescue Rangers have actually been in an episode of season 3 already.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't watched
Spoilers.
that. Spoilers. No, they showed off. They showed off last year a poster with basically all the characters that were gonna show up. Goofy was gonna show up, which I actually saw the episode where he shows up there. Daisy Duck shows up as well. God, there was someone else and I forget. Who the hell? The genie. The genie shows up in the Goofy episode, if I remember correctly.
I feel very left out of this conversation.
You guys have to watch DuckTales 2017.
It's such a good show, Mike. You really should watch it.
I don't know if you knew this, guys, but I'm not a duck fan.
Look, Mike, let me tell you about that episode of Darkwing Duck that he showed where they introduce him properly in DuckTales 2017. It starts off. Have you seen Galaxy Quest?
Been a while, but yes.
You know how in that movie, it starts off showing like the supposedly final episode that they ever did of that show, of the Galaxy Quest show, that then was canceled. You know, it ended on a cliffhanger, like Activate the Omega 13, I believe was the name, and it ended with To Be Continued, and that's where they show the actors years later at a convention and whatnot, and yeah, that was footage from that one last episode. We never did finish the series, and blah 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 blah. It basically, the episode starts exactly the same. It starts off with what was supposed to be like a cliffhanger episode of Darkwing, because in this universe, in DuckTales, Darkwing Duck doesn't exist per se. He is a TV show. And
I've heard that.
Yeah, it's a TV show, and the episode starts with that episode where supposedly the villain at the end of the episode, when Darkwing takes off the hood, it's Darkwing. So it cuts to then the actor who plays Darkwing Duck in the TV show, who here is called Jim Starling. He's like making commercials or signing autographs at a mattress store, and nobody goes there and whatnot. And then he learns that they are making a Darkwing Duck movie. And it's actually a riff on Christopher Nolan, because when they find out what kind of movie they're making, it's not the colorful, kooky, cheesy stuff like say the Adam West Batman. It's actually like very dark and very grim. It actually, they even parody. Do you remember the Daredevil movie, the Ben Affleck one, where
Never seen it.
Where but in the promotions they used, I believe that they used a shot where Daredevil burns like a DD on the ground, and it's like in flames. They do the exact same shit with in the supposed trailer for the Darkwing Duck movie. And the actor that played Darkwing Duck before gets jealous because they brought in a new actor to play Darkwing Duck, and he wants to sabotage the movie because he wants to be the only Darkwing Duck to ever portray him or whatever, because he needs the money and because he's cuckoo, like an actor would. It's such an amazing freaking episode, because the end of the episode is that the new actor turns out to be Drake Mallard, which is the name of Darkwing Duck in the original series, like his civilian identity. And the guy who played the old Darkwing Duck ends up becoming Negaduck, which is the evil version of Darkwing Duck. It is, Mike, I don't care if you don't like DuckTales or you don't like any of this, at least watch that episode. It's episode 16 of DuckTales Season 2. It is an amazing episode.
The only thing I like is life is like a hurricane. That's all I like. Anything else on?
And we're gonna get stuck with that song now. Great.
It's always in my head.
I'm playing it right now, so
I mean,
you just can't hear it.
I mean, I can sing you the Darkwing Duck song if you want.
Save it for the end of the show. But yes,
okay, good.
I usually do the singing at the end of these episodes for some reason. So that way, if people don't get scared away before we do stuff. All right. We should talk about, since now we got all our Darkwing history out of the way. So more than I bargained for, but hey.
Hey, I told you I was gonna make it a normal 1+ hour episode because I was gonna start talking about Darkwing Duck.
Oh, it's fine. That's what people are here for. People that listen to that, they want to hear about Darkwing Duck. So it's makes sense. I do want to talk about. Yes.
I want to say, man, ever since I played Batman Arkham Asylum, I've wanted someone to do a Darkwing Duck game kind of like that. Not in the dark brooding sense, but like a Metroidvania open-ish kind of 3D platforming game.
The problem is it would only sell to 2 people. The 2 of them are right here with me.
You would be surprised because there is a lot of Darkwing Duck fans, Mike. Like not specifically of the game, but of the character and the series. Like they are planning on doing a Darkwing Duck reboot at some point, which is why they also introduced his character in the new series, in the new DuckTales series. And I believe that it's going to be the same for Tailspin and Chip and Dale. Like, they want to bring back the Disney Afternoon Collection.
Every time you say Chip and Dale, I do not think of Chip and Dale. Just gonna say.
The Rescue Rangers, Mike.
Oh, it's not the Chip and Dale that off my head when you say Chip and Dale, unfortunately. All right, I do want to talk about the final boss. So the final boss, when both of you guys have said you're going to hate it, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, after Moriarty, I'm like, oh, God, how can anything get worse than Moriarty? Because I did Moriarty wrong. So when the final boss starts off, like, you come into a room. He's in the top right side corner of the screen. He's in a little container area with 2 things you got to hit. And you have 3 hooks you can jump on, and you have these little enemies that continuously respawn from the center of the screen and lower, and they shoot things at you too. I'm like, oh fuck, how do you do this?
Over and over.
And Mike told me you grab the electric power up, you stand in the corner, and you shoot diagonal, which is the one use of it. But I was watching a video of this, and what the guy did is he jumps to the left hook, and he keeps jumping up and down, shooting the egg ships and him, and it's how you get him out of there.
That's actually how I did it last night. When I live streamed it, I was there for like 20 minutes trying to beat that asshole, and I could not do it. So last night, I don't know how, but I actually managed to beat him very easily, just jumping up and down on that left hook. The problem is trying to get to that stupid left hook because of those stupid enemies that keep coming. You shoot them down, and they just immediately come back down, and you're like, fuck this shit.
You have to kind of like push them a certain way from what I was watching, so they kind of are not right in your face.
Yeah. Like, you kill one of them, you have maybe a full second before the next one spawns. It's insane.
It's just like everything in this game.
It's very infuriating. I know that you hate Moriarty the most, but I hate Steelbeak the most.
I also did Moriarty wrong.
Yeah, that is true, though.
I mean, now that I'm watching this video, I did that fight completely wrong, and that's why I had such trouble with it. If I went back and did it, which will not happen, I know what to do. I probably wouldn't have nearly the same amount of trouble with him.
Like the frog tank in Tailspin.
Oh, yeah, I did that wrong too.
Go listen to that episode.
It'll be out a couple days after you hear this.
Oh,
so,
man. Like, even without not using rewind and with the thunder power up, I still had a hell of a time beating Steelbeak. I had to go through the level 3 times before I finally beat him.
I don't know.
Why do you hate yourself like that?
I don't know.
I don't know why, but the thunder power up, it never did anything for me in that fight. Like, I tried shooting at the thingy from the ground, and I don't think that it processed any of the times.
It seemed like you had to hit the top of the door, like one of the flashing lights on the front of it.
Yeah, just do it the way the video does it.
Just wailing on it, jumping and wailing on it was probably the fastest and best way to do it, because you can, since the enemies that do respawn, they come out from the exact same middle of the screen. They just keep getting hit by your smoke as you are shooting at the control panel or the window or whatever you want to call that. But that is phase 1 of the fight. The second phase is much easier because it's it's stupid. Again, I still don't understand why it was Steelbeak, because God.
Yeah, he
Could've
just
been-
kind of runs back and forth and throws
A
something
briefcase?
at you. Is it a briefcase?
I don't know if it was a briefcase, but it kind of looked like it.
It looks like a
it's-
safe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a mini safe, kind of portable briefcase, portable safe or something. I don't know.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, but it's the most stupid boss fight after you just deal with those stupid respawning enemies and that stupid glass. After that, it just becomes a joke.
It's not. I mean, I didn't hate it like Moriarty. I was like, okay, this is okay. I didn't hate it like the Joker fight you did in the beginning of this game. So, it's better than both of those. Oh man, but now we should talk about the best ending in any game ever. Like, okay, so after you do all this, you get an awesome cutscene where he goes and arrests all the villains. I'm just kidding. You see Darkwing Duck riding his motorcycle.
The
and
rat
then,
catcher.
That's what it's called?
It's called the rat catcher.
Yep.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
What duck is
but-
catching rats?
I
Please tell
think
me.
that it's because of Megavolt. He's constantly catching Megavolt, so he's a
Yeah.
rat. I don't know. I think that Megavolt might have been like it's never really explained. When the series starts, Darkwing Duck is already like it's not like year one or whatever. He's been doing the whole Darkwing thing for a while now, and there are already some villains out on the loose, like Megavolt specifically. So I think that maybe Megavolt might have been like his first enemy, and he just decided to call the motorcycle the rat catcher. I don't know.
They're all dirty rats.
They're all dirty rats.
It's a 1920s lingo.
So as he's riding his rat catcher motorcycle, he hits a rock and goes flying off screen, and then the game ends with the end, and he's in front of the moon.
Yep.
Playing the
It's-
theme song.
It does. Oh, that's weird. Mine didn't.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and one thing I completely have forgotten that needs to be mentioned is in the Quackerjack fight, there are fucking spikes at the top of the level that I kept jumping into. Also,
Yeah.
I didn't know
Oh,
what the hell I was doing. Yeah.
Well, it doesn't help that when you're hanging, you can't just do a short hop. Like, well, I guess it doesn't matter on the platforms, but when you're hanging from hooks, you can't short hop. It's always a full jump, no matter how long you push the button.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah. Quackerjack is not a great first starting boss.
Especially
Honestly.
you don't really know how to play the game. No.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess that it's just the thing of maybe it's the brain thing of always starting with left, because I know that that's something that I think that we all do. Like
Because we
always,
all read from left to right because it's how
Yeah.
we're taught.
yeah,
unless you
I
remake
think
it.
that's it's probably because of that mentality of starting from left to right. So
And it's not a Mega Man game where you get to see the villain, like what they look like, so you can kind of decide, okay, do I want to fight the bubble guy or do I want to fight the heat or the toaster oven? Like it helps you decide.
I mean, Launchpad tells you who you're gonna fight. It's just
I
for
know, but
someone-
there's no picture looking at you like Mega Man. I
what
would have rather had a
what
picture.
the picture would have told you what kind of fight you were getting into yourself with.
The picture would have meant nothing to me because I'd be like, okay, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. It wouldn't help me any, but still, I just like pictures. I mean, I don't know Darkwing Duck. I haven't watched a cartoon in years. I haven't even thought of Darkwing Duck in years. I only knew this game existed because there's a speed run of it on Awesome Games Done Quick that I watched once. I'm like, what the hell is this? And that was that. Yeah. And then we did this episode. Like that's my only ever experience with Darkwing Duck. And then I had Megavolt for some random reason. I own one Darkwing Duck toy. I don't know why. I do not know why I had my mom buy him when I was a kid. I don't know what made me buy the electric rat, but I had the electric rat. I just don't. I'm like,
Could have been worse. She could have gotten you a toy of Moriarty.
it was probably my choice. I probably like, oh, he looks cool, but I don't know. Maybe I'll find him when I someday go through all my old action figures that are still at my parents' house. But who knows?
God.
I'll send them to Emanuel. It'll be cheap to send to Puerto Rico, right? Only $50 or so.
Probably. Oh God.
It'd be cheaper than that for me, but yeah, it's not being sent there. It's a fine game. It's a fine game. It has issues, but it's fine.
Yeah,
It's hard.
yeah. I think that besides the majority of the bosses, I think it's a very decent game. Honestly,
I mean, Moriarty, now that I know what to do, he's probably not one of the worst boss fights I've ever done in my life because I didn't know. I
Yeah.
didn't know what to do.
now that you know what you have to do,
I mean, Crackerjack by watching him, there is no easy.
Whacker Jack, not cracker. It's like whack, whack.
This show loves its puns.
Oh, I did.
Yes.
Okay, because I've been watching videos as we're talking. In the NES Moriarty, he does fix the flamethrower thing in the beginning of the fight. I didn't notice it, and since I kept rewinding, I never thought it.
To your, to your defense, I did not. But wait, is it after you've destroyed the things, or is it when the fight starts? Because I don't think
when the fight starts, he's doing it.
He's doing it? Okay, so
Let me
in your defense, I had not noticed that either. I have never noticed it.
I didn't notice the first time either.
The bottom center one is broken when the fight starts to show you that he's fixing it.
Okay.
Because I'm watching this fight, and that's all this guy is doing is constantly breaking them to get his attention to lure him to a place to stay.
Mm-hmm.
And it also cuts down with the projectiles that are being shot at you too, so it really helps. God, I can't believe it's that simple.
It is. It's still an annoying fight.
Yeah, but it's so much better when you can just lure him to stay in one place and you're not constantly trying to go up and down in time. You would shoot a shot, jump, and hope it timed it right and rewind until I timed it just right to hit him. Like, okay, that's impossible. I'm like, how the hell do you do this?
Well,
very carefully.
Yeah, in my case, you just rewind.
Exactly.
And Manuel's more used to rewind than I am because I didn't know you could rewind on RetroArch emulator, but I learned that.
The more you know, my friend. The more.
Yeah, I was like, because I see you beat all these games. Like, that's impressed me. Beats these games, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see what he's doing there.
I mean, come on. I
can't say anything. I'm the same way, but
I've beaten a lot more games without using rewind this year than I have with rewind. Come on.
Yeah, because platinum trophies. Yeah.
Don't ask me how the hell I've managed to almost get 50 platinums this year.
Yeah, because you work and everything. You're not unemployed. I don't.
And I work. I stream. I get platinums. I don't know. And I sleep. That's the deal. Everybody asks me, "Do you not sleep?" And I'm like, I sleep like 8 hours. So I don't know.
You just focus a lot on it. I mean, I understand. Like I used to be an achievement hunter, so big time.
Yeah, and also I try to find the best exploit to like not have to spend that much time in some cases, like with Jag X, where you have to like have like 2.5 million power orbs in order to actually buy everything legitimately, and I have no time for that. I just save, upload the save to the cloud, and then buy whatever I had to buy, and then reload that save and do it again and again until I get all the trophies. That's it. It's that simple. Just exploit, baby.
Oh God, I'm watching the TurboGrafx right now.
Not a great game, by the way. Just saying.
I'll probably will never play it. I have only played one Jak and Daxter game a long time ago.
If it's the first one, you're okay. It's the best one.
That's the only one I ever played. Just the first one for a little while.
Jak 1 is the best one. Don't at me. I don't care.
I don't know. I don't care. I never even played Ratchet and Clank really. I only played the first Sly Cooper because of the show. So I don't.
You should put Ratchet and Clank on the show, but don't invite me because I'm gonna say no.
Don't invite me.
If you do Ratchet and Clank 2, then I can come to the show. But Ratchet and Clank 1.
Yeah,
I think Sly 2 will probably be before any of that crap, but
yeah, Sly 2 definitely.
Enough of that. Do we any last things you want to say before we go to questions, comments, or memories? I have a few for this game.
No, I don't think so. Let's get dangerous, I guess.
Hey, I was having people. Yes.
Darkwing actually in every episode of the show he says like a different phrase every time he makes an introduction. Like, you know how I jokingly started the episode. I was like, I am the batteries that are not included. That is the first one that he says in the pilot episode. There's like, I am the jailer that throws away the keys. I am the locks of the vaults of justice. I think it's another one. Like, just look for Darkwing Duck quotes, and you're gonna see a whole bunch of them. It's so great, man. I love him.
Okay, that's one word, not the word about to come out of my mouth, but sure, great word. I mean, I was using the word awful, terrible, stupid, but we can go with that. I'm not a fan. If you haven't noticed,
I am.
I know. I learned real fast today. More than I knew. More than I bargained for. Let's just say that. I'm like, oh, he played the NES games. Already played the game. He'll sign up. We need a guest because I'm working the schedule. And then I did not realize what I was doing at first.
You activated my trap card, my friend.
Oh yeah, I'm watching the TurboGrafx version right now. Oh god, this does not look good.
Something else.
I'm actually interested in the Game Boy one that Michael said.
It's the same game.
I didn't even know that there was a Game Boy version.
It's the exact same game.
It's definitely more playable, and I think it's because of the limitations of the Game Boy. There can't be as many things on screen. Like Moriarty fight, there's only 2 flamethrowers, and the Steel Beak fight, there's only one of the little egg copters. Makes it so much easier.
Shit, that makes it amazing.
In the TurboGrafx game, they have the Electrovolt guy, and they have Tuscarini as one of the bosses too.
Yeah, Tuscarini.
I don't know who the hell they are, but I figure you would.
Yeah, Tuscarini.
Yeah, he's one of the foul guys.
I mean, you keep saying the name, means nothing to me, but I just wanted to say that. He looks like a fat walrus.
Darkwing's basically got 2 sets of villains. He's got like the Batman villains and the Fearsome Five, and he's got like the foul villains is really kind of James Bondy feel to him.
Okay.
Oh, I should mention though, before Darkwing Duck was Darkwing Duck, the original pitch was that he would be like a secret agent, and his name was going to be 00 Duck, like 007, but 00 Duck. But because of copyright, because of the 007 and stuff, they decided to scrap it for the superhero thing. Which actually, 00 Duck is, I believe, an episode in season 3 of DuckTales reboot, which they actually fight foul in that episode.
Yeah, Steelbeak's in that episode.
Yes, I saw the preview. I have not seen the episode, but I have seen the preview. So.
Oh, and Moriarty is in this game. Is in this version too.
Does it play exactly the same? The TurboGrafx?
No. It's a 3D
platform.
not 3D. It's a 2D platformer where you can jump on things like Mario, but it looks like it doesn't work very well, and you can shoot things. And he looks, just by looking, he looks like he's slippery, and it does not. And
like the graphic style, it makes you think of like an edutainment game. Like you feel like you should be typing to move Darkwing around. It looks bad.
That doesn't sound good at all.
It's not very long though, so you can add it to your list.
No, thank you.
You're talking to me? I can add it to my list.
Not that list. You can add it, but it ain't never going on here. We're never doing another Darkwing.
Oh god, I wouldn't do that to myself.
You had your one chance, and that was this episode. But also, TurboGrafx, I think it's hard to emulate. So,
yeah.
And I think the final boss is a giant robot of Darkwing Duck.
Interesting.
Huh.
It's a giant robot of Darkwing Duck shooting things at you. That's the final boss. It says you haven't heard the last to follow.
Doesn't have a red head on, does it?
No, it's not Negaduck.
Okay.
Enough of that crap. We're going to questions, comments, or memories because I have a couple. First, from the DuckTales Forever fan club from Aman Mehta. Nope, never played it. All right.
Okay.
Wow.
Hey, only person answered, so I read his comment. From Official Laser Time group, from Alan Lawrence Matthews. I rented it back when it was released. I enjoyed it, but the end battle was infinitely frustrating. Unless you know what to do. I did eventually beat it, but it might have been the last point while playing my NES that I knew I needed an SNES. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, from Carrie Chandler, future guest of the show, coming up here soon. I never played it as a kid. I loved the show, but was very foolishly convinced myself as a child that the Disney NES games sucked. You weren't wrong.
Some of them.
Play Tailspin. I actually just spent the last 2 hours or so playing it. It was a lot of fun, but really hard at times. I also beat the first 3 levels before I realized how to use my special gases, as well as how to block. I didn't even know you could block, and I beat the game, so don't feel bad. That made the game significantly easier, but I still ended up giving up on the final boss. Overall, it was a really good game. Very Mega Man, and I love the music.
Yeah.
The final boss is terrible unless you watch a video that shows you exactly what to do.
Yeah.
So it's not good.
It's very understandable if you give up on that stupid final boss. It's not great.
It is.
I mean, for the most part. The first
most
part.
Of the bosses aren't great.
Yeah. Weird Duck, Liquidator, Megavolt. They're all right.
All right.
Yes.
They're passable.
Yeah.
All right. And from Jonathan Navarro, my favorite Mega Man clone. Yes. From Daniel Trichet, I know I pronounced that wrong. I felt like it was really clunky compared to the other Disney Capcom games. Still better than Tailspin.
Can confirm.
All right. From the Giant Bomb group, from Stuart Shelley. Absolutely love the Game Boy game. Played that forever. Hey, so did one of the people on the show.
God, now I'm tempted to do one and done of that Game Boy game.
You
then.
might as well. It looks like the same game but easier. So
Yeah, it's like 30 to 45 minutes for a playthrough. It's easy to get through real quick.
I'll track it down on for
track it
emulation.
down. Come on now. What are you talking about?
Track it down for emulation on the internet.
Yeah, not hard. From Andrew Andrew R. If you really want to push yourself, try the TurboGrafx 16 version. It pulls no punches.
Nope.
No, thank you.
Not today, Satan. Not ever.
The one chance, if I would have known it existed sooner, maybe, but I just found out it existed today, and I was nope.
No, that would have been all you, Mike.
I've done it before for the show. I played Aladdin for Game Gear, and it was really, really good.
I did my part. I played Game Boy version of this. So.
And this is a longer one, from Bethany Owen. I loved this game when I was a kid. Darkwing Duck was my favorite thing in the world. Darkwing Duck, both the cartoon and this game, is a rare good memory of my childhood. I had this on the NES. I remember when I first beat Megavolt the first time, I was so excited, though my mom did most of the bosses for me. I remember when we beat the final boss, Molardi, which was always an odd choice for the final boss. I think she meant someone else. Steelbeak, I think she meant.
Yeah.
And you'll agree with this part. It should have been Negaduck, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, it should have been Negaduck.
In
hindsight, it should have fucking been Negaduck.
As an adult on the Disney Afternoon Collection, this game seems 10 times harder than it was back then. I still love it, though, and haven't finished it myself yet.
It's not that it's harder. It's not that it was harder or easier. It's just that as we get older, I think that we lose a lot of that spunk that we used to have and patience and moxie for beating games.
Time.
Time. It's all about time. Like now, back then we didn't know what the concept of time really was. Like, we thought that we would be young forever. We thought that we would have all the time in the world. Now we have that impending doom over our shoulders constantly. So we're like, yeah.
It's that age old talk about when you get a game for Christmas, it's all you have to play. You master the shit out of that thing.
Yeah.
It might take you all the next summer, but you'll get it.
Yeah.
Don't have any other games. Like, I mean, that's kind of.
Yeah.
And now I can literally look at the hundreds and hundreds of games that I have on my shelf.
Yeah. Now we're burdened with choice.
Too much choice.
Hey, that's why you start a podcast and you just pick things, you make yourself play it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I started streaming, so that I force myself to do full playthroughs.
All right, and this is from the group that Emanuel should join, Darkwing Duck Forever.
Oh, God.
I have a couple comments. First
He's
one
probably the president.
Adam Brumfield. That last level of this game was impossible when I was a kid. I finally beat it in the Disney Afternoon Collection with the rewind function. It's still impossible. But from James Gunnup, not the NES, but the Game Boy game of it, and it's the same thing. Love this game, and Darkwing Duck has a cape shield you activate by pressing up, which I did not know about until this recording. Or no, right before it. From Robert Mash. Played it and loved it. A few interesting things about the game is that it's based on the Mega Man 5 engine. It's the first appearance of Wolf Duck. He had a comic appearance later, and while obscure Goslin is in the game, is one of the bonus levels.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that Wolf Duck originated here and not.
That's cool.
From Mandy Helvig, enjoyed playing as a kid, never did beat it. And last one from Andrew Thompson. I love playing this game. I have not beat it yet, but I'm trying. Rewind is your friend. That's all I got. I got nothing else.
It totally makes sense that it was based on the Mega Man 5 engine. That must be why they both have the Super Arrow power up.
Yeah.
They really like that idea.
All right, I think we should go to Show for Box now, and we'll start. We'll start with a positive note. I'll go first.
Oh boy.
I think I played this game because I saw it and I was like, okay, I need something quick. I need something, and so I picked. Mike had suggested it, and I would never played otherwise. But I enjoyed parts of it, but I really just wanted to finish it. It wasn't really my game. I had some fun, but the boss fights really pissed me off, and it was no DuckTales 1 or 2. It was better than Tailspin, but that's not saying a whole lot. Yeah, so it's going in the box, and I never will play this game again in my life, preferably. So, how about you, Mike?
I can't remember if I said it on. I think I said it in the proverbial green room before we started recording, where I got early into the game. And I was like, I kind of wish Mike hadn't announced this. We could have swapped it out. No one ever would have ever had to know. Oh man, I feel like I say this all the time in the show, but I really wanted to like this going in because I love Darkwing Duck. It's such a great character, and the show is great. But oh man, it doesn't have that Capcom policy you expect with them. Like if you duck and try to fire, like you can't do anything. You can't fire or jump until the duck animation is complete. Like so, like yeah, it's gonna go in the box, but I would put the Game Boy game on the shelf just because it's more playable. Like I could see just whipping that out, fire through it in half an hour. Okay. So in the box.
I didn't expect that. I really thought you were going to put this on the shelf since this was something that you were like excited to play.
Yeah, I also expected him to put it on the shelf.
Past tense. I was excited to play it. I got so raged with this game.
That's because you were a sadist and played it without rewind.
Exactly.
Even before that, the bush root stage, like I mentioned before, just the enemy placement, it's constantly throwing things at you. I was so pissed, even with rewind.
All right, and how about we end it with a positive note? How about you, Emanuel?
Look, I'm not gonna beat around the bush route. It's it's a decent game. It has a lot of problems. I still prefer it over the first Mega Man. That's the only one that I'm probably gonna put it above it. I do think DuckTales is better. It's a better game overall. A couple of the bosses really aren't great, but it's not a long game. You can sit. Especially if you play with rewind, which is how you have to play it nowadays, unless you're Michael and you're a masochist and a sadist and whatever.
You're not wrong.
But yeah, it can be beaten real easily, and you can beat it in like an hour or so. So, and as a massive Darkwing Duck fan, I guess that I have it goes on my shelf because I'm a massive Darkwing Duck fan, honestly. And what kind of fan would I be if I put it in a box, never to be seen ever again? No, I have to have it on display and show proudly the terror that flaps in the night right there, even if it is it's such a great game. Like I said, I have played worse, but I have played way better games. Just hoping for one day a remaster that fixes the problems, makes it a better game, maybe make a Metroidvania type game. Not only of this one, but also DuckTales maybe. Make a Metroidvania of both games. I don't know. Yeah. Do something with it, Capcom. Or Disney, actually.
And Little Nemo, the Dream Master, while you're at it.
I've never played Little Nemo, so I don't know.
That's another one you should pop in there, Manuel.
Darkwing Duck.
What the hell was that? Oh, God. All right. I think I should introduce what we're going to be talking about next week. So, because I have issues, apparently, we're going to be playing, this is something I was actually excited, we're playing Kirby's Dream Land 1 and 2 for Game Boy, and Emanuel's coming back.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Third time's the charm, baby.
Oh, yeah, it'll be way less painful than this episode was, or this game.
Well,
it's much easier.
We'll see. I've never played either of those games. So,
Kirby's Dream Land has some issues. Kirby's Dream Land 2 is amazing. So,
and I hated Kirby 64. So,
oh man, we're gonna talk about this in that episode.
Oh god,
never played it yet. I've always been meaning to. And before we chase away all our listeners, Manuel, do you want to plug your show?
Yeah, you can go follow me over on twitch.tv/Commander Lionheart. I do streams there a couple times a week. I do a show every weekend called First Strike. I take a look at the beginning of video games, mostly games that I have not played, like Brave Fencer Musashi, or Tenchu, or Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy. I did licensed games like Zoid's Battle Legends.
Like Percy Jackson?
No, not Percy Jackson.
You need to play Percy Jackson, damn it.
No,
for DS. It's
I don't.
good.
I can't. I'm sorry, Mike. It's starting to cut off. I can't hear you clearly.
It's really good.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't know.
I need to publish that episode.
But
I need to
also,
educate people.
You can also give me a subscribe on YouTube.com/Commander Lionheart. All my streams are there. If you missed the live streams. I do plan on the future, maybe start doing like reviews of games. So if I get my lazy bum ass out of this chair and actually start producing something else, you'll eventually see that. Maybe I'll even do my own review of this game that we talked about today. Maybe not. I don't know.
I don't know either. You should.
I don't know either. No, I don't know. But yeah, also, please go watch DuckTales 2017 reboot. just an amazing show.
He wants more of it.
Yeah,
Yep.
we need more of it.
Me too.
We need more of it. Michael, K. Hughes, and Emanuel, Commander Lionheart, Santiago, we endorse this message. Watch more DuckTales.
Give it
We're
4
not paying
thumbs
for this
up.
endorsement.
I give it all the ducks. All the ducks
Okay.
out of all ducks.
Oh, and if you like this episode, we got tons more episodes for you. We actually did cover DuckTales in episode 5. There's going to be our first mini coming out here a couple days after you hear this, where we cover Tailspin. So check that out. We did Aladdin episode 20. So if you need more of a Disney fix with us, check that out. Even though only I was the only person out of this group that was on that episode, but hey, a long time ago. Also want to say, first I want to give an awesome shout out to our awesome intro and outro, courtesy of Bobby, aka Mike Stoney, Mazeep Bite the Bullet. Yeah, and we got tons of other episodes. I should get back to what I was saying that you might like. We do comics, we do the MCU. We're actually releasing we released Captain America probably not too long before you heard this. So go check that out. The First Avenger, amazing fucking movie, amazing. And we also, I mean, you know what you heard me say this. Check out our other episodes, please. Download anything; it makes me happy. And follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We're just Games My Mom Found. Search Games My Mom Found, you'll find us. Where I'm constantly posting new images. I update with the episode that we're doing. I ask questions sometimes, maybe. So definitely check us out on social media. And we have a specialty. Before we log off, I think Emanuel had told us he was going to do something special for us.
All right.
We don't have any music because I don't want licensed music, so I don't need a real copyright claim to happen.
Yeah.
So no
copyright.
No music.
Yeah, copyright sucks. I know. Yeah. Let's get dangerous. 3, 2, 1. Daring duck of mystery, a champion of ride, swoops out of the shadows, a dark wing owns the night. Somewhere some villain screams, but his number's up. 3, 2, 1. Darkwing Duck. When there's trouble, you call DW. Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous. Darkwing Duck.
That was amazing, Emanuel. Amazing. That actually was pretty damn good. I almost want to cut that out and just send it. I could cut out. Send it.
Oh God, no.
I did that once there in the Heavy Rain episode. Helena was like, "You just grabbing a vice grip by the balls," and I cut that part out and sent it to her to ringtone. I guess after that. But check out the Heavy Rain episode we did in the past too. If you're still here, if you weren't chased away by Emanuel. So, all right, I got nothing else. We will see you guys next week. I want to thank Commander Lionheart for taking more time to join us again for another episode.
Yeah.
And
always glad to be here.
I'm glad because I needed some help because of things.
You needed a Darkwing Duck expert.
I got more than I bargained for. Me and Mike were not. I don't think either of us were expecting what we got. So, but I am glad. You turned this episode from a 45-minute episode to an hour and a half. So hey, you know what?
Yeah. I like to deliver, baby. I like to deliver.
Won't be an hour and a half when you hear this, but it almost was in this recording. So, all right, we will see you guys all next week. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye.
Bye.